Hey all my mobility and training friends, welcome back. If this is your first time here, my name is Alex and today I'm going to walk you through a mobility session. This is going to be a 10-minute session. Mobility is really great for strengthening, for preventing injuries, and also when you get to an advanced stage and you are quite flexible, you can do some really awesome tricks. Today, all you're gonna need is a piece of towel. I'm gonna be using a scarf and we're gonna start with our upper body, walking all the way down through to our lower body and our feet. So we're just going to start with holding quite wide on our towel or our scarf. My hands are down and we're just going to start with our necks. So closing your eyes if you like, we're going to be bringing one ear down to our shoulder. We're gonna hold here for a few seconds. We're gonna roll the head down to the other side. So you should be feeling it stretching your neck, remembering to bring your shoulders as far down as you can, actively bringing your ear down to your shoulder. Back to where we started. Stretching, gaining control over breathing here. Gonna go to the other side one last time. And from here, we're gonna go for a few circles. And I wanna be working through my entire range, so I'm gonna be making them as big as I can. Keeping those shoulders down the whole time. Two to the other side. And one more. Nice, coming back to the middle. From here, I'm gonna keep on holding wide on my scarf, standing wide with my legs, coming down until I have 90 degrees at my hips. If this hurts your hamstrings, you're gonna be bending your legs. And from here, I'm holding as wide as I need. I'm gonna be lifting up, all over my head, and until the scarf touches my back. Back around, all the way to my stomach, all the way back. And we're gonna go for 5 more. If you feel like this is very easy for you, you probably need to grab a little bit more narrow on your towel. Coming around and back. We have 5 to go. So this is our passive range. This is not really active work. So this is not something we would count as mobility, but we just use it as part of our warm-up. From here, I'm going to be coming back to where I started, reaching my hands in front of me. From here, I'm going to be pulling behind my head, reaching forwards behind my head. And I want to actively be thinking about lifting my elbows up as high as I can. This is working our active shoulder range. We have 5 to go. 4, 3, 2. I know it burns. One last one. 1. Good. Coming up, shaking it off. Mobility is a lot of active work, so if this feels like a workout, this is exactly how it is supposed to feel. From here, I'm going to come back to the middle. We have warmed up our shoulders and our backs a little bit. I'm going to start with my shoulder cars. So my palm is facing forwards. I'm going to be bringing my hand across my body, not twisting my upper body, lifting all the way up, twisting my hand, twisting as I go down, twisting, palm facing back now, and reversing. Really working through that entire range, across and down. So I want to be reaching as far as I can in every position, keeping my arms straight, squeezing my glutes, squeezing my core, remembering to rotate that arm nice and slow. We're gonna go for 2 more. Breathing nice and slow, trying to really think what that arm is doing. One last one, across, rotating, squeezing that core, twisting your arm. Nice, and we're gonna come back, rotating, across and down. We're gonna switch arms and we're gonna do 5 on the other arm. So this is all active shoulder mobility. Turning, straight arm. all the way down and back. We have 3 to go, nice and slow, all the way across. Up, rotating, and down. We're gonna go for our last one here, speeding it up a little bit. Rotating, rotating all the way across and down. You should feel really warm and real mobile and moved in your shoulders now. From here, we're gonna move onto our back a little bit. So we're gonna do some active work for our back. So holding onto my towel, just so I have something to do with my hands, I'm gonna be coming down. If you can, holding onto the ground in this position. If this is very hard for your legs, you're gonna come down to your knees like this for me. On your feet is a little bit harder. You pick your versions. From here, I'm going to be arching through my back. So I start at my tailbone, I arch bit by bit. Arch, 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 arch as much as I can. Arch through my mid back, through my upper back, looking up with my head. And I'm gonna be reversing from my head down. So head, neck, upper back, mid back, lower back, pushing all the way up to the sky. And we're gonna do the same again. So from our lower back, mid back, upper back, neck, looking up, arching as much as you can, squeezing those muscles in your back, reversing. For those of you standing up, I'm gonna be doing the same here. So I stand up, I arch, and I'm gonna be reversing. So head, upper back, mid back, lower back, reaching my hands down to the ground, and I'm gonna do it again. So hips, lower back, mid back, upper back, neck, and we're gonna go for 3 more. Nice and slow. The slower, the better. Nice and easy on that breathing. We have 2 to go. Last one, starting with that lower back. Keeping your head down so your head is not coming up. Part by part. Head down. Hope you're feeling it burn in your back. Now, rounding, 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 back up to the sky. Good. Gonna be coming slowly up. From here, we're gonna move into our lower body a little bit. So we're going to start with some circular motions for our legs. So I'm gonna be standing on one leg. I hold my hands up high. I like to hold on to something, so hold on to your towel. And from here, a little bit of balance and a lot of mobility. I'm gonna be working across with my leg, opening, 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 opening as much as I can, coming down knee to knee, and slowly coming back and down. We're gonna go for 3 more. It's important to keep your hips facing forwards the whole time. So I don't wanna be twisting my body with my leg. It's just my leg working. As high as we can, as far back as we can, and down, reversing. If you're struggling with balance, just hold into something. 2 to go. One last one. If you feel your hips clicking here, That's okay. Just make sure you're squeezing your core, you're squeezing your glutes, and you're working with your leg and not your hips. So what I mean here is the legs doing the motion instead of us, our hips, doing it for us. We're gonna go for 4 on the other leg. So all the way across, up, knee to elbow, back, lifting up, 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 knee to knee. Coming back. My balance on this leg is not the greatest, but we got this. Nice, we have 2 to go. Up as high as you can. All the way back, knee to knee, and reversing. All the way across, remember across and down. Last one. And reversing. Across and down. All these exercises are very good for ankle stability and very good for hip stability. So it just makes it easier for us to control the movements that we do, and they also strengthen all the small muscles around our hips. I have one last one for our legs and feet. So this is a lot of ankle mobility and hip mobility. We're going to be standing wide with our legs, and from here I'm going to be coming down onto one leg as low as I can, making sure my heels stay down on the ground. As soon as my heels come up, I have gone too low. So heel down on the ground. If you're up here, that's fine. If you need to hold onto something like a chair, go get a chair. And from here, I'm going to be rotating that back leg, rotating back all the way down. If you can, touching your hips down to the ground. If you can't, that's fine. Coming up. Down on the other side. Rotating that bottom leg. Coming back and up. And we're gonna go for 3 more on each side. Rotating, coming back. Trying to touch hips down to the ground and up. Nice and slow, thinking about what are we feeling in the hip here, that back leg hip. What am I feeling in my ankles? Coming up, 2 to go. All the way down, rotating. If you're up here, that's perfectly fine. We're all working at our own pace. Up. One last one. Up. One last one. Coming down. Rotating all the way. Rotating back. Coming up. Awesome work. This was all I had for us today. If you don't feel like this was enough for you, feel free to do those exercises for a little bit longer. I would recommend doing this 2 times a week if you really want to be working on your mobility, just because mobility is really great for preventing injuries, for making our bodies stronger. Thank you so much for joining me. See you next time. I got tired. My towel, I'm holding quite wide on my... So we're going to be starting here. So we're going to be starting here. I'm holding